Okay, so I am so excited. I'm so excited because I'm about to share something with you that really changed my life. I mean, I'm for real, changed my life. But let me give you a little backstory. About 3 years ago, I started having a lot of problems with pain in my hip, my back, my leg, pain consistent kind of with sciatica and just misery, absolute misery, to the point that there were days I would just get up and start crying because it just hurt so badly. But I didn't let anybody know, right? I would put on the face like I was okay, and then I wasn't. Like I'd go by myself and I would just be in misery. And only the people that were closest to me really knew how much I was suffering. And so I find things finally got so bad after trying everything: physical therapy, dry needling, cupping, stretching, exercising, changing my diet, medicines, try them all. Nothing was working. So I finally broke down and decided to see a specialist. I decided to see a back surgeon. And well, we know what surgeons like to do, right? They like to cut, right? But I was lucky. My surgeon didn't go right to the decision to cut. He wanted to stick needles in my back first, which for me is about the same because I am absolutely terrified of needles. But I was hurting so badly that I decided, you know what? If this will get me out of my misery, then I will do whatever it takes. So we made an appointment. It was going to be about 6 weeks out because I was doing it under anesthesia, and that's as soon as I could get. So in the meantime, God intervened. I know it was God. I know it was. A friend of mine who has a lot of medical issues, and some of which present themselves in a lot of chronic pain, said, you know what? I got something for you I want you to try. And I'm like, yeah, okay, fine, right? I like, nothing else works, but sure, let whatever you say, I'll do anything until I get these shots. And let me show you what she gave me. You see these little gadgets, right? You see these little packages right there? These are called Super Patch. Super Patch are drug-free, chemical-free, non-invasive technology that you just apply on your skin, and it sends messages to your brain to start working and correcting on the areas in your body that are having problems. And for me, that problem was pain. Now, I'm going to actually follow up this video and really start explaining the science and behind all that, because it's so incredible. But I wanted to just share my story. So anyway, let's get back. So she shared with me these 4 patches, and I started putting them on. I put them on every day in the area where my pain was. And at first, I felt a little better, but I wasn't believing it. Not with everything else I did. Not with something this simple, right? It's a sticker. At least that's what I said, right? But within about 2 or 3 weeks, I noticed I was able to sleep through the night without the pain waking me up. And that was a first in years. Like, I never slept through the night without the pain waking me up. Well, within about 2 months, right before, literally a week before my injection was due, I had no pain. Like zero, zip, not a little bit, not sometimes, but no pain. And there was nothing else. As a matter of fact, I had stopped taking all my medicines because I wasn't having the pain, but, so I wasn't thinking about it. And, I'm a doctor, right? If you didn't know that, I practiced medicine for 30 plus years. And the last part of my career, all I did was manage people at end of life, and a lot of the issues they had were pain. That's what I did. So there was no way this could help that, right? But it did. And so just to make sure, right? Just to make sure, I decided to share it with some people. I said, you know what? I want you to, I got to see, is it just me, or does this really work? So I just started, giving it to some of my friends, sharing it with my family, sharing it with my neighbors. And do you know, they all came back? I mean, all of them came back saying that in some way, one shape, form, or another, whatever it was, their issues were, they had gotten better without any other medicines, just with this technology. And so, I've heard people say, yeah, it's probably a placebo. Yeah, it's just a snake oil. People laughed. Matter of fact, when I went back to see my doc, because I did go back, I canceled my injections. Okay, I'm not doing that. I canceled them because what? The injections are to do what? To help me with my pain. And I wasn't having pain. So I didn't need the injections anymore, right? But I wanted to follow up with my doc because I wanted him to know that I wasn't being a non-compliant patient. Like, I didn't want him to think he gave me some instructions that I completely ignored. So I followed up with him and I told him, listen, first thing he noticed was, I see you canceled your appointment for your injections. So you could already see he had a tone and an attitude like, I don't even know why you're here if you're not going to do what I tell you to do. But I went on to tell him the reason I canceled him was because I had tried this product and my pain went away. And of course I showed it to him. He's a surgeon, right? So surgeons sometimes a little skeptical, to say the least. And he just kind of nodded his head and was like, yeah, okay. And he was like, well, just know that your referral is still good. But I don't know how that could have done anything. And you know what I told him? Listen, in all due respect, I didn't come for your opinion. Honestly, I didn't. Because I don't have any pain. So there's nothing you can tell me. There's nothing you can tell me that it can't work, didn't work, shouldn't work, because it did for me. I just came to make sure that it was documented that I wanted you to know why I didn't follow up. So anyway, he blew me off. No big deal. But this is my thought. So I went home that day and I'm thinking, what if it is a placebo? What if it doesn't? What is just all in my head? Okay? Well, I tell you what, there was nothing else that could put enough up here to make me get rid of what was going on down here. So I don't care. My goal was to be out of pain. And if this technology sent the message to my brain to make me just believe that I don't have pain, I'm going for it. Now listen, they didn't cure my back problem. I still got back problems. They don't cure anything. But what they did do was they got rid of my symptoms with no drugs, no chemicals, no side effects, no contraindications. And so I have been sharing it with my local community, but now I want to share it with you. So if you've got pain that you are tired of being tired, you're tired of hurting, you're tired of trying everything and nothing is working, you're tired of the doctor saying there's nothing else we can do, and you're tired of going to physical therapy, and you're just tired of hurting all the time, just comment below, I'm tired. And I will be happy to share with you exactly what helped me get my life back. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it.